Hello everyone, welcome to the market outlook for the week. Gaurang Shah here from Geojit Investments Limited, and as I speak to all of you all this Monday morning at around about 9:45, markets have been in the red, and the spillover of last week's overhang with respect to whatever has happened in the international arena and the statements made by President Trump on higher tariffs on all those countries who have energy import relationship with Russia has resulted into major levels being broken, and we are trading at where we are trading. Possibly there could be a little bit of extended pressure because of the selling from the foreign institutional investors. But before I go any further, let me give you certain levels as far as this week is concerned. On the Nifty spot, on the lower side, higher side, India VIX, rupee dollar equation, crude oil, and of course, triggers that will guide the markets this week. So the level on the lower side and higher side on Nifty spot, 25,400 to 25,500 is the level to watch out for. On the lower side Nifty spot, 25,900, 26,000. This is a broad range, friends, given the kind of sell-off that we've seen over the last 6 or 7 trading sessions. So any kind of positivity will have an equal kind of reaction the way we've seen in terms of downward move for last week and this Monday morning. So these are the levels: 24,400, 24,500 on the lower side, 25,900 to 26,000 on the higher side. India VIX up and at around about 11.80 with an uptick of about 8% uptick on India VIX. USD INR 90.23, 0.06 paise strength, very marginal on the rupee against the dollar, but concern still remains in terms of weakness in the rupee as we go into the future. On the crude oil front, Brent and NYMEX, there has been a bump up because of whatever is happening in the high seas, with oil tankers being forcibly seized by United States of America, and the world will watch in terms of what is likely to happen as far as the misadventure that the American president is wanting to do. So $63.43 to a barrel is Brent, and $59.18 to a barrel is NYMEX. Expect this level to be a little bit elevated given the news flows and the concerns geopolitical, but don't think there's going to be a runaway rally as far as crude oil is concerned. On the triggers front, well, from this morning, rather from today onwards, we'll have a decisive curtain raiser for the Q3 earnings. We have TCS, HCLTech, followed by Reliance and other companies that will, large cap boys, that will announce the number. So we expect, and this will last for at least 30-40 odd days, Q3 earnings sessions. And I think markets will be guided with the earnings, and that will support the market as far as the lower levels are concerned. And of course, we have a whole host of positive news flows in terms of NSE IPO. Last week, we had an in principle green flag statement being issued by the authorities, and most likely, if it is likely to happen this week or in the coming week, and if there is a decisive announcement with respect to the NSE IPO, I think capital market related stocks will be buoyant, and that's where your eye should be in terms of long-term investment. Also, we'll have December 25 inflation numbers as far as India is concerned, and we'll have certain data points from US also. So that will also be an important factor in terms of soothing sentiments, otherwise, which is otherwise on the negative side. Net FIs have been net sellers last week, and domestic institutions have been net buyers. On the news flows from the global front, if there is any, and last week was rather unfortunate with the kind of statements we heard from President Trump and his, group of ministers in terms of statements from phone calls did not go through, etc. It's rather immature to have this kind of behavior, and it's like passing the buck. If you really want to do it, come sit across the table, sign it, and you go your way, I go my way. So that's the kind of feeling, that's my personal view, of course. But overall, I think markets have been sold off very crucial levels. Long-term investors have perfect opportunity to create portfolios. Short to medium-term investors, or rather, short to medium-term traders, I beg your pardon, can use your wisdom and fine sense of judgment and take your decision. But this is a market wherein you have to use these kind of opportunities to create portfolios rather than putting short-term, medium-term trading bets. With this, as always, we give you two investment ideas. First one is from a cap goods engineering, water treatment, water desalination, freshwater facilities company VATech Wabag. Now you can pronounce it as VATech Wabag or WATech Wabag, whichever you want to do it. But this is a company which has got a very strong order book, not only in India but also from the Middle East. We have a positive coverage over here. Small disclosure before I go any further, that all recommendations are a part of our fundamental research team long-term point of view. Our company Geojit or myself, we do not have any kind of investment in the companies that we are recommending. No financial interest, no conflict of interest, but we give recommendations to our clients on similar lines. They might have their investment interests. The first company is Watech Wabag or VATech Wabag, and the second one is from the logistics sector, Transport Corporation of India. Expect budget to throw a lot of positivity as far as manufacturing activity is concerned, and of course, blueprint in terms of road infrastructure, which will help logistic companies like Transport Corporation of India. Both these companies are from the fundamental point of view long term, start at current levels, and you can use dips to accumulate the stock. No short term, medium term view on these, long term, and of course, have at least one and a half plus kind of time horizon if you eventually decide after understanding and studying, if you eventually decide to invest in these two companies. Expect choppiness, volatility, but I think possibly we could be nearing a short-term bottom as far as the lower level is concerned on the markets. Don't expect any runaway rally, but a recovery from these levels is something that we expect on fallback of earnings. And if they are good, then I think we should recover to a great extent. Thank you very much for your patience, hearing. I'll see you again next week. Till then, please do take care of your health. Bye-bye.